G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel Bonsai Works. I'm David and today I'm going to do an update on how my Japanese maple airlays are going. Now this is the maple that I've had that I airlaid early in the year. I think I did a 3 or 4 from memory, and I want to quickly have a look at how they're going. Now I'm not that experienced with doing deciduous trees, airlays for deciduous trees. I usually just focus on Shinpaku, so these were experiments on what I'm doing. One thing I did find, to be honest, is I need to water these airlays much more often. So the deciduous trees I need to, definitely water them much more often. So I'm just going to come in and show you some. Alright, first thing you probably notice is how this is much redder than the rest of the tree. This is the airlaid part. Now you can see the layer there. Now you can see the roots throughout. Not too bad, not a huge amount, but I think not a huge amount of roots, but I think as it's starting to red up, I think my issue with these guys is that I haven't watered them enough. I haven't watered the airlays enough, and I think that's why they red up. Now the other problem was I had another layer down here. I'll just show you in a minute. Where is he? See, there's another layer in here. It's actually put out roots and so on, but look, it's dried right up. So I might have missed watering it, but it's dried right up, which is unfortunate. Now I'm contemplating whether I should cut that off and see if it will shoot using those roots. I'm not sure, but at the moment it's not pushing back out anymore. So really the lesson here is with airlays for deciduous trees, you need to water them quite often. Unlike I think I was more contemplating how my Shinpakus go, which barely need watering, maybe once a month. Usually I do the airlays. So unfortunately I think what we're up to is probably want to take this one off. We'll take this one off and try and plant it out, because I think it's starting to get red too much, and I think it's got enough roots to support it, or at least push out new growth on this one, and then we'll just cut the other one off and see what happens as well in the future. So let's try that out. It's a good experiment. It is experiment. I did more say I was experimenting here, so I'm going to have a look. Now I did do 2 other airlays. One's up here. Now I'm not 100% sure this has roots or not, so I'm going to peel back this and see if there's anything around. But I can't physically see anything around. So, and there's another one further down which is in the same predicament. So I'm going to just peel the top away and have a look. Now I've peeled away and it looks like it's callousing a little bit, but there's no roots on that side, and it's a bit dark, so I don't know. I think again I haven't probably watered enough, so I'm going to try and close that up, give it some more water and see what it looks like, because the rest of it's pretty good. It's pretty green. It isn't too bad, so I think it's got potential still, but we're going to have to try and keep watering it more. And I just wanted to quickly show the 4th one. It's underneath. It's in a bit of a darkness spot. Again, the foliage is really green and healthy, but I don't see much in terms of roots. I'm going to have open it up and have a closer look as well. So let's have a look. I can see callousing as well around the cut spot, but I don't see roots. So I'm going to have to keep it in for longer. But again, I think the problem is I haven't watered the sphagnum moss enough. I haven't watered the layers enough. That's what my gut feel. Probably need to be watered every few days, to be honest, especially in this weather. It's getting warm here in summer. So yeah, I'm going to have to, I can't really see much, but it is callousing. And there could be some roots around, but yeah, at the moment, I'm going to tidy this back up and keep watering a bit more. And one more update. This was on a very large trident maple. The others were Japanese maple, where I did a really huge layer. Now, it's pretty massive, and I can definitely see, so you can see that root there, so I think at least this one's doing alright, but I want to have a closer look. Let's have a closer look. Let's take away the bag. We'll take some of the bag, and let's start peeling away. So, is that a root? Oh yeah, look at that. Is that a root? No, it's not a root, that's part of the sphagnum. I'll pull away slowly. See what I can see, sorry. Alright, let's peel back. Oh, I think that's a really big root there. I think that's a nice big root there. Can you see that one? that where my finger is. It's a nice big root. It's actually alright. I think this is actually doing okay, but I think I need to leave it longer because I want to see a bag full of those kind of roots. Where is it? See that root? I want to see a bag full of those roots all around, but at the moment can't really see that. There's a few there, so there's another one there. So it's starting, so there's the one it's starting again. I think it's got a little bit longer to go. So I'm going to tidy this back up and keep it watered. See, this is a lot more moist because I water it as per the garden, whereas the other air layers I have to water using a syringe or something smaller to pierce the thing. So in this case, I think I think it is that. I think my issue is I haven't watered the air layers enough, and that's why I'm not getting the results on the Japanese maple. So we'll see how they look like. Hey guys, so I'm back in my normal spot, and I've got the 2 air layers that I said I would cut off. This doesn't look promising, but I'll show you this one. This is actually not too bad. It's not a bad size air layer 2. It does have roots, but as I mentioned to you, the root ball dries out quite a lot. So I'm just going to try and get away out of the sun by the reflection. So there are a nice amount of roots. There you go. That's a good spot. Nice amount of roots there. I'm just going to take the risk, put in some soil so I can look after it better and water it. And I'm hoping I don't get too much dieback on this maple. And let's see how it goes. Now you notice why it's a cultivar that has the red bark, like it's a red bark initial when they're young. The bark is quite red. Let me see if I can see how it's nice and red. It's not the green normal one. So this is a cultivar or a slightly different variety. I think it's Sengokaku. I can't remember it 100% exactly. So I'm just going to get that into some soil. Nothing fancy. Just get it in. I'll probably put too much soil in this one. Just good quality potting mix I've got at the moment. So I'm going to pretty much treat it almost like a cutting. You treat a cutting or something that's new and like recovering. So I'm going to put it in shade pretty much, water it quite extensively. Just give it a chance. Don't put it in the hot sun. Keep it well supported and in shade. So it's like a multi-trunk. So if this works and survives, it's a multi-trunk already, starting out as three trunk tree. I mean, a little one, a medium, and a big one. So that's why I air layered it. That's why I did the air layer for the three trunks, so I can actually create something that's a triple trunk. So that's that one. Now this one doesn't show too much promise, unfortunately. Lost all its leaves. It looks a bit dry on one side. The other side looks kind of okay, but there is roots. Now, it did form roots. I'm just not sure if they're dead. So all I'm going to do is put it in some potting soil, water it, and see if it can recover. So it's not too bad. It is a bit crispy in certain spots, but I think the trunk, there's still some green. So I'm going to repot that into just a potting some soil again. Again, treat it the same as the other tree, and keep it nice and moist, and let that recover. And hopefully it does recover. And it's my fault that it dried out, and probably a lesson, I guess, for everyone. If you want to do air layering deciduous trees, make sure you keep watering the air layers quite often, and you need to do it quite a bit. Probably at least once a week, I think. I think if I did that, at least I would have had better roots on these guys. So definitely doable. It is a cultivar, so it isn't just the standard Japanese maple, so that might have an impact. But again, I think if I kept the water up, I think I would have been in a bit better position. So that's the only lesson I can tell you right now. Good idea to do them in November, when I did them. October, November, I think it was October, November. I've got to check my videos, but somewhere around there I took them. It's now towards the end of January, so yeah, I really think you could have had really good results if I watered it more often. I think I would have had at least these two successful. The other two, they're still on the tree. I probably will keep watering. I'll probably just speed up, ramp up the watering now before autumn. I just got to do it if I want them to survive. The trident, I think I'm going to leave it to the last minute, I guess. No rush to take it off right now. Probably get it, so hopefully you can keep putting out some roots. It's doing well. but would have liked more roots at this time of year. So not a huge success here like I'd have with my Shimpakus, which are pretty much 100% strike rate these days. It's a learning. This is the first time I really tried the Elea maples and have experimented, and experimenting different times of the year. Yeah, so didn't water enough. That's one thing. That one lesson. Yeah, just I think that's pretty much it. Well, I'm back doing some more videos these days, and it's really quite warm here in Melbourne, getting some really warm days and hot days, so not a huge amount to do other than water trees, but I will be doing some Shimpaku work soon, so stay tuned for that. But there you go, update on my LAs. So far, mixed bag of results, but a good lesson to learn that you need to water your layers more often on deciduous, whereas I'm used to doing Shimpakus, which I barely water. So there you go. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that video, and stay tuned for lots more this year. See you then, bye.